Starting to run out of things to do for the intro. Guess let's just do another dunk. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. And today we have the Seattle Seahawks rebuild. Big shout out to What's Up Kale 5141 for the suggestion. If you want to be put in a video just like this guy, comment what team you would like to see me rebuild, and there's a pretty big chance I'll do it. I'm trying to knock out pretty much every team this year before we get into any of the, big challenges or 10-year rebuilds or anything like that. Today we have the Seahawks. If there's a team you want to see, make sure you comment it down below. And before we get into the rebuild, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure to leave a like on the video. We're doing a giveaway on the road to 1,000 subscribers. All you got to do to be entered into the giveaway is be subscribed to the channel within the first 1,000. Take a screenshot and send it to me on Instagram. My Instagram will be at the top of the screen right now. There will also be a link in the description that you can click on. Pressing subscribe is free, taking a screenshot is free, sending a DM is free, and you have a chance to win a free NFL jersey of your choice. It is that simple, so make sure you're subscribed and like the video. But with all that out of the way, let's talk about the Seahawks. I really like the Seahawks roster. Geno Smith is very interesting. He's obviously not bad. He proved everybody wrong. Wrote me off. I ain't right back though, but I don't think he's going to be a quarterback to get them a playoff win or anything like that. One of the best receiving cores in the league though, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. And Kenneth Walker is so good. Oh my gosh, watching Kenneth Walker gets my blood flowing downstairs, if you know what I mean. Oh, hell no! I do think we're going to end up having to replace Geno. He's only normal dev, only a 78 overall. We're probably going to have to draft a quarterback in the upcoming year. And then the defense, I'm really not a big fan of. Uchenna Nwosu isn't very good in Madden. Boye Mafe isn't very good in Madden. I like Julian Love. Leonard Williams, I've talked about this before. The fact that they traded a second-round pick for him is one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. I like our secondary, though. Tariq Woolen, for whatever reason, is only normal dev. I don't understand that. Devin Witherspoon's going to be a staple point of this defense. He's an 84 overall already. He's going to progress like crazy. And I want to find a way to get Byron Murphy more involved on this O-line right now. And I think the way we're going to do that is going to be by trading Jerron Reed. We'll see if any teams want him. Maybe we can get a second or third round pick out of him, and then Byron Murphy could be a starter day one. We turned Jerron Reed into a third round pick from the Cowboys. Perfect. Byron Murphy's going to be our starting D tackle this year. We'll see how it goes. If we could get him some stats and get him Defensive Rookie of the Year, that'd be a huge start to the rebuild. I doubt that's going to be the case, but I mean, it's worth a shot, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be changing the playbooks or anything here in year number one. I honestly wouldn't hate us having a pretty bad first season. We could get a good draft pick and draft a good quarterback. If we do good, I'm obviously not going to complain about that either. The goal is to win a Super Bowl. If we don't win a Super Bowl, we're going to be going 5 years into this rebuild. Before our season goal, I think we're just going to set it for 4 wins because I honestly kind of want to tank this year and draft a really good quarterback. And with that being said, let's go ahead and find the best scout that we can get. We are going to be scouting quarterback. I don't know if we need to scout corners, though, because that's what our Tier 3 scout is right now. It's quarterback and corner. Quarterback and tight end. Quarterback and safety. Honestly, we are just going to go with the same guy from original because I don't care about English. I don't care about scouting tight ends right now. I don't care about scouting safeties as well. So we're just going to scout some quarterbacks and some corners. And with that being said, we're ready to get the rebuild started. Let's get to the midseason. Hey, if we started off 0-7, I would not be mad. And we are 3-4 at the midseason, definitely a little bit better than I would have expected. Don't know anything about the Seahawks playbook. I never use it, and Geno Smith is kind of balling out, which makes this a little bit interesting. 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Kenneth Walker's playing great. I hope he's here for the entire rebuild. He's going to be up to X Factor and going to be great later down the line. 518 yards, 2 touchdowns out of him. Tyler Lockett's the leading receiver, 620 yards, 5 touchdowns. DK Metcalf. It's looking like the slot is getting the most targets, and Tyler Lockett's already in his 30s, so I think we're going to move JSN to the slot and try to get him developing as soon as we can. Allowing 6 sacks from center is pretty unacceptable. The rest of the O-line is actually playing pretty good. And how is the pass rush doing? Leonard Williams is going crazy. Byron Murphy, only 1 sack and 5 TFLs, so he's not doing as much as I would like him to. But honestly, we're playing a lot better than I would have expected. But I am going to move JSN to the slot. I want to see if we can start getting him more involved in the pass game. But let's see what players we have ready to re-sign here at the midseason. Julian Love, Jerome Baker, Terrell Dodson. Not too many crazy names, but we only have 18 million. I think I'd rather bring back Julian Love than Jerome Baker. Julian Love's a year younger. He's just not very interested. If he takes this 4-year, $28 million deal, we'll bring him back, which he does, and then we don't really have the money to be re-signing Jerome Baker right now. He's asking for about $8 million a year. That would leave us only $3 million in cap, and middle linebacker is a pretty replaceable position in Madden, so I think I'm going to be okay with letting him go. We'll consider bringing him back at the end of the year if a little bit of money frees up, but honestly, the money situation on this team is pretty hard to deal with, so we're going to try to make it as easy on us as we can. And then for our national scouting focus, although Geno's playing good, he's still aging, so we are going to go ahead and set our scouting focus to quarterback and try to draft a good one in this upcoming draft. And now we're ready to get to the end of the year. I mean, at this point, let's just go for the playoffs or lose out. Anything besides those two, honestly, is going to suck because I don't want a mid-draft pick. Like, if we go like 8 and 9 and miss the playoffs, that's just pointless and would piss me off. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Also, can somebody comment to do a Falcons rebuild, please? Because I really want to do one. You'll get put in the video if you do it. Just trust me. And we finished the year 6-11, about what I would have expected. We should have a pretty decent draft pick after the season. Let's see how everybody played. Geno Smith was actually pretty decent. Not great, but these are still pretty good numbers. 3,400 yards, 33 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Kenneth Walker averaged almost 5 yards a carry on the year. That's crazy, but he had 3 fumbles and only 5 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett with 982 yards, 12 touchdowns. Moving JS into the slot definitely helped. He got a lot of receiving yards there in the second half of the season. Definitely going to need a new center because this isn't going to cut it. I mean, Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas didn't play great, but these stats are always super inflated for tackles in this game. Like 9 is more like 4 or 5 in real life. Defensively, Jerome Baker led the team in tackles with 101, 15 TFLs out of Leonard Williams, 14 out of Byron Murphy, 11 out of Uchenna Nwosu, 11 out of Draymond Jones. Why can't I talk? 8.5 sacks out of Leonard Williams, 5 out of Byron Murphy, 3.5 out of Jonathan Hankins, and then we got 4 picks out of Devin Witherspoon, 2 out of Rashawn Jenkins, 2 out of Tariq Woolen, and 1 out of Jerome Baker. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to J.J. McCarthy. He pretty much wins it every year in this year's Madden. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dallas Turner. That would be beautiful in real life, although J.J. McCarthy is unfortunately hurt. Byron Murphy in 6th for Defensive Rookie of the Year, though, so not as good of a year as I would have wanted him to have, but he's normally pretty good in franchise this year, so I do have hope in Byron Murphy. I think he's going to be pretty good throughout the rest of this rebuild. So let's go ahead, get to the next season. And we're probably not going to do much in free agency. Right now is really the rebuilding point of this team. We're going to try to draft a quarterback. There were some pretty decent ones that I saw in the draft, and we'll see. Maybe we let Geno play one more year. We'll most likely trade him, honestly, is what I think we're going to do. And the Super Bowl this year was the Eagles and the Ravens. The Ravens come out on top. Lamar finally got his Super Bowl. We only have $1 million to re-sign the players we missed out on, so we're unfortunately going to have to let all of these guys go. We do have a couple 5th years that I think we need to pick up. Charles Cross will go ahead and pick up his 5th year. We're going to have to let Jerome Baker go, and we're going to have to let Tyler Dodson go. And we're also going to have to let go of Lincoln Thomason. But honestly, nothing too bad that we're going to have to let go of. I'm not going to get us in some crazy hole with money, so we're not going to be able to sign any free agents either. But normally this first wave of free agency, you got like Amari Cooper, and that's about it. Tua is in free agency. That is insane. Yeah, like there's obviously a few players I would love to have here, but I'm not going to restructure a bunch of deals year 1 and put ourselves in a hole. Now, what I do think could be interesting is bringing Bobby Wagner back again. No team's interested in him, so if I could get him for as cheap as the deal I'm offering him, why not? I mean, I don't think he's going to get any other offers, and the Vikings are offering him. I'm not going to pay him $9 million. It's just not going to happen, so the Vikings can have him. I thought maybe we could be the only team to offer him, but not that big of a deal. Let's see what quarterback we can get here in the draft. Let's see what pick we have if we need to move up. So we have the 9th overall pick in this year's draft. There's not a single quarterback projected to go in the top 10. There also isn't a single round 1 talent quarterback. There's a couple round 2 to 3 talents, which maybe we could take a chance on one of them. Because, I mean, this guy wasn't projected to go in the mock draft. Neither was Huntington. I mean, it definitely could have hurt to take a chance on them. And then we could use our first round pick. We could honestly trade it back. I wouldn't hate doing that. Letting our quarterback play this year and then being able to draft him a bunch of weapons next year. Because we could get a center in a later round. We don't need to use our first round pick on that. Our receiving core looks pretty good right now. We don't need to draft a receiver. Devin Witherspoon's up to superstar. The secondary looks good. We do need to draft a linebacker, but I also don't want to draft one of those in the first round. So I do think trading this first round pick back is going to be the move here. So we're going to be trading a first round pick, a 4th from next year, a 5th round pick, and a 6th from next year. We're going to get the Cardinals' first round pick next year, their 2nd round this year. We're also going to get their 3rd next year. I think that's going to help us out a lot. We're going to have an extra 1st and 3rd for next year. We have 2 2nd round picks this year to work with, so we can draft that quarterback hopefully, or at least just one of the quarterbacks, whichever one falls to us, and probably get a linebacker and a center in the 2nd round as well. So let's see what quarterback's going to fall to us here in the 2nd round. I'm assuming at least one of them will. I mean, I don't see any of them that's gone so far, and it looks like only one of the round 2 to 3 talents is remaining. And he honestly looks pretty terrible. But, I mean, at this point, as long as he has a dev trade, I think he'll be pretty decent. He also has elite throw power and elite strength, so that's helpful. Bad awareness, but a break sack injury, a deep accuracy, a under pressure, pretty good accuracies. I think he's going to be decent. If we could start him, he can win Rookie of the Year. He could become a stud. If not, we just draft another quarterback next year, I guess. But we are going to take a chance here on Gordon Huntington. A scouting report. As long as he has a dev trait, I will be happy. I don't even care about his overall. Hidden dev, 96 throw power. That's a beautiful pick. He's probably only around like a 72, 73 overall, but he's going to start, and if he could win Rookie of the Year, that would be huge. I thought we would have had 2 second-rounders because of what I just did, but maybe I don't know anything. But we're up in the 3rd round now. I think we're going to take a linebacker here in the 3rd round. No, there's a lot of day 3 linebackers. I actually think we're going to take our center here in the 3rd round. I kind of like Colin Whitworth, 21 out of Arizona State. Pretty decent physicals. A pass block, B pass block power. He's just a pretty good pass blocker. I think he looks pretty good. We're going to take a chance on Colin Whitworth here in the 3rd round. And he has hidden dev, 87 strength, so I like that pick as well. We filled out our hole at center, and then let's see if we can try to snag a linebacker here in the 4th round. No, we're still in the 3rd round. I think I lost track of what picks I was trading for and what picks we had, if I'm being completely honest with you, but it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. I think my favorite linebacker that's left is going to be George Teague, 23 years old out of Oklahoma. Elite jumping, good speed, good excel. A, man coverage, A to C zone coverage, B, awareness, so he should be a pretty decent overall. And if he has a dev trait, that's going to be great. So we're going to take George Teague here in the 3rd round. Another hidden dev, 87 speed, 88 excel. That's absolutely beautiful. So 3 pretty decent picks. I think they're all going to be starters, and they're all going to be pretty decent. I don't think we drafted any crazy overalls, but I think they're all going to be good enough to start, and that's what we need right now. So I think we're in for a pretty good spot. We're probably going to trade Geno Smith. If this was real life NFL, I'd bench our rookie for a year and just let him play behind Geno, but winning Rookie of the Year is so important in franchise just because you get that dev trade upgrade for it. And our quarterback's a 74 overall. That's not bad at all. And apparently I skipped one of our picks because we got an 81 overall running back. I think what happened is I may have accidentally traded to where I had back-to-back second-round picks and then skipped to the next user pick while I was up. But we drafted an 81 overall running back from the CPU, which is literally the last thing we need, so that's actually slightly frustrating. The center we got to 72, the linebackers a 71. The CPU also took a 76 overall safety. So they're just taking amazing players in positions that we don't need whatsoever. That's just absolutely fantastic. Who knows, maybe the running back will come in handy eventually. I don't think he will. That's pretty annoying. Like, how does the CPU get up in the 2nd round knowing we have Kenneth Walker and they draft a running back? I don't know. But our quarterback is already the same overall as Geno Smith, so it's definitely not a bad idea to go ahead and start him. I don't know how many years are left on Geno's deal. I don't want to take a cap hit from trading him. He does only have 1 year left on his deal, so this is the time to trade him. Let's figure out what team really needs a quarterback right now. So it's looking like the only teams that can afford him are the only teams that don't need him. So somebody's going to get a pretty good backup quarterback is what it's looking like. All right, we turned him into a 4th round pick. Kind of not worth anything, but we're not going to use him. We got our new starter. Got a new backup running back for whatever that's worth. Got a new center. And we do have a hole at one of our middle linebackers, but I don't think it's going to matter too much, honestly. I mean, we could have this new rookie safety we could have him playing sub linebacker, honestly. 6'1", 208. He's a pretty good run support linebacker. If we played him a little bit at sub linebacker, he'd also get a lot of reps and tackles and would probably progress pretty fast. And it looks like the CPU already knew what I wanted to do because they went ahead and did the same thing. I'm going to adjust with these specialists here in the depth chart real quick, and then we'll get into year 2. Now, I do know that I kind of want to scout receiver this year. We're going to have some extra picks this season because we traded back last year, but Tyler Lockett's going to start regressing pretty heavily. How old is Noah Fant? 27. He's going to start regressing pretty soon as well. I also am not sure who we're going to have to re-sign this year, but I don't know what else to really scout. I think honestly, it wouldn't hurt to scout some edge rushers. Yeah, Uchenna Nwosu and Boye Mafe just aren't the best pass rushers in Madden, so I think scouting pass rushers is going to be the move for this year, because we'll still have 2 good receivers even when we do lose Tyler Lockett, and I want to get a good pass rusher, so we're going to go with Calvin Heath as our tier 3 scout. And then for the season goal, we're just going to set it to 7 wins. We got a rookie quarterback. I'm not expecting playoffs or anything. I just want him to get some good numbers and win Rookie of the Year. And we're ready to get to the midseason of year number 2. I'm hoping for at least like 3-4 wins. We're probably going to have about 2, though. It's just going to all come down to how the rookie plays. I'll see you guys at the midseason. And we are 2-5 at the midseason, about what I would have expected. As long as the numbers look good, though, I will be happy. Gordon Huntington not playing great. This definitely could be a lot worse, so I'll definitely take these numbers. Kenneth Walker's balling out. He's averaging 5 yards a carry pretty much, and our rookie running back even has 2 touchdowns on the year. Oh, I'm slow. That's our quarterback. Our rookie running back has 1 touchdown. JSN's the leading receiver. I love to see that. I wanted to get him to start progressing. If he could get a dev trait here pretty soon, that would be huge. O-line's playing pretty good. Our rookie center's playing great. And then all I really care about on defense right now is going to be the pass rush. Leonard Williams, 4 sacks. Byron Murphy, 9 TFLs, 2 sacks. That's beautiful. I mean, we could be playing a little bit better. I still have not changed the playbooks because these first couple years I'm okay with us being pretty bad. We will change the playbooks here pretty soon, though. We have $160 million to spend this year. For these re-signings, we have DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Abraham Lucas, Tariq Woolen, Noah Fant, Draymond Jones, Sam Howell, Boye Mafe, Tyler Lockett. Got basically half the team here to re-sign. We'll start off with DK Metcalf. We're definitely going to be bringing him back. We're going to give him 4 years, $84 million, which he takes. That's huge. Kenneth Walker, you know we want to bring back as well. We're going to give him a 5-year deal worth $57 million, and he needs time to think it over. That's a big contract for a running back. Suck my balls, Kenneth Walker. Abraham Lucas has been playing pretty good. We'll give him a 2-year, $28 million deal. Everybody's busting my balls. That's great. Tariq Woolen, 3 years, $32 million. He resigns. Noah Fant isn't even interested. I'm not going to overpay for him. Draymond Jones, we could probably replace pretty easily. Maybe we'll bring him back at the end of the year if he plays fine. Boye Mafe, we're trying to replace right now. If he has a good year, we'll re-sign him at the end of the year. Tyler Lockett's going to regress, and he'll be cheaper at the end of the year. Rashad Jenkins is only a 78 and 31 years old. Really not too many re-signings I'm crazy about making right now. Next week, we're going to come back here and try to get back Kenneth Walker and Abraham Lucas. But for right now, let's set our scouting national focus. Looks like left end is a strength of the class, so we'll go with DN. We also just pretty much let one of our DNs go. We haven't let go of him yet, but we're planning on doing so. So let's send to this next week. Let's try to get back Abraham Lucas. Let's try to get back Kenneth Walker, and then we'll get to the end of the season. So Kenneth Walker didn't like the last deal. We'll bump it up a little bit. We'll give him 5 years, $60 million, and he takes it. And Abraham Lucas was pretty interested. I'm just going to give him a slightly better bonus, and this should go through 2 years, $29 million, and he resigns. So now we're ready to get to the end of the season, and by next season, we're going to have like $100 million to work with. It only says 40 right there, but we have more than that. And we're going to be able to sign some pretty good free agents most likely. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hopefully we can finish with like 7 or 8 wins and mainly win Rookie of the Year with our quarterback. That's what I want the most. And we go 6-11 on year 2 as well. Did our rookie quarterback at least play good enough to get Rookie of the Year? It's not really looking like it. 3,200 yards, 23 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. Probably not good enough. Kenneth Walker averaged 5 yards a carry, finished with 1,200 yards. Tyler Lockett was still the leading receiver at 80,000 years old. DK Metcalf, 850 yards, 700 out of JSN. And of course, Abraham Lucas is playing good, and then we re-sign him, and then he doesn't play good. Oh my gosh, that's so frustrating. Devin Witherspoon led the team in tackles with 88, 23 TFLs out of Byron Murphy. Oh my goodness. 11 out of Leonard Williams, 11 out of Draymond Jones, 8.5 sacks out of Leonard Williams, 7 out of Byron Murphy, and 5 out of Uchenna Nwosu. Not a bad year out of him, honestly. 3 picks out of Tim Williams as a rookie. Pretty good rookie season. 2 out of Devin Witherspoon, 2 out of Tariq Woolen, 1 out of Uchenna Nwosu, 1 out of George Teague, and 1 out of Rayshon Jenkins. MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Rashawn Gary. No Seahawks so far for any of these awards. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Dwayne Ross for the Cowboys. We were all the way in 5th with Gordon Huntington. That's unfortunate. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Shamel Carter for the Buccaneers. We came in 3rd with Tim Williams. Unfortunate. Quarterback didn't play good enough. Maybe I should have changed the playbook sooner so that he could have had a pretty crazy year and probably won the award, but we still haven't checked his dev trait. He could technically still have Superstar or something. I just don't think it's very likely. But we're going to have a good draft pick that we could potentially trade again. Maybe we just trade for a pass rusher this year instead of drafting one. We're going to have some money to work with in free agency. We should be in for a pretty promising year next year. Looks like we got a Ravens Niners Super Bowl. The Ravens squeak it out by 1 point. Lamar is now a back-to-back Super Bowl champion. Well, let's go in and just take a look at the lineup, see if any of our rookies did happen to have a dev trait. Quarterback does not. The running back that the CPU took as X Factor, that's insane. The center does not have a dev trait, and neither does a linebacker. But Byron Murphy's up to Superstar. Devin Witherspoon's up to Superstar. The safety that the CPU took is Superstar, so we'll probably move him over to strong safety this year. And I'm pretty sure Jenkins, we're not re-signing this year anyway, so that works out perfectly. So not the best when it came to drafting. The CPU drafted a lot better than we did, but we were actually trying to fill out positions we needed. The CPU was just drafting whoever looked the best, which is technically kind of what you're supposed to do, but this is Madden, so get off my dick. But we're going to have a pretty good draft pick this year, and we have a lot of picks to work with. I honestly think we might trade for a pass rusher here. Any players that I do want to bring back that we didn't bring back at the midseason. We have the 5th year for Devin Witherspoon. We'll pick that up. We have the 5th year for JSN. Honestly, he's going to be cheaper than this when his contract comes back. So we're going to wait on JSN. We're going to re-sign him when his contract's up. We're not going to re-sign Noah Fant. We're not going to re-sign Draymond Jones. We're not going to re-sign Sam Howell. We're not going to re-sign Boye Mafe. Honestly, there's no point in re-signing Tyler Lockett. He's a 78 overall. Not going to re-sign Rayshon Jenkins. Not going to re-sign Kobe Bryant. We're going to have $125 million here to work with in free agency. We'll try to bring back Michael Dixon. So $120 million to work with in free agency. Show me a good receiver to replace Tyler Lockett. Show me a good pass rusher. Show me just anything. I have the money to spend, and I would love to spend it. So let's see who is here in free agency. Joel Bitonio, yay. Zadarius Smith. Oh, this is so gay. Jameson Williams would be a pretty good replacement receiver. I'm not sure how he is in this year's Madden. He's never really been the best. This free agency class sucks. We could kind of go for Joel Bitonio. We could kind of use an upgrade at guard here. So, I mean, I guess we'll go for him. And then we'll go for Jameson Williams. But nobody's really interested in playing for us. Nobody wants to come to Seattle. But Joel Bitonio only has one other offer, and we can probably offer more money than they can. He's only an 86 overall, actually. I don't want to spend that much money on him. So we had to throw Jameson Williams a lot of money, and we still have not gotten a full green offer. We're just going to hope he accepts this. We're going to go for Ivan Pace as well, and that's going to be it. And Jameson Williams is getting even more offers. I'm trying to throw him like really big offers so that he wants to sign with us. I really want to get him. We now do have a full green offer. Nobody else is offered for Ivan Pace. Let's send this through, and the only team with a full green offer, and we don't get Jameson Williams. Is anything new? Is anybody surprised? No, I don't think so. Yay. So we're just going to try to bring back Tyler Lockett on like a $5 million deal. I don't think any other team's going to go for him. This game pisses me off. That's about all I got to say. Like, I get he's not interested, but I'm pretty sure, I think I've said this like a million times in these videos, but I'm pretty sure like the offer meter factors in how interested they are. So why would mine be full green and the other teams aren't, and he doesn't sign with me? I honestly do not understand or know, but that's life. That's Madden. It's a new year. It's the same game. Can't really be upset. Well, we got Tyler Lockett back. We'll have him for one more year. We need a tight end. Maybe we'll draft one. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do there. Got Ivan Pace. That's always good. We're going to try to draft a pass, or we're going to try to trade for a pass rusher, I believe. Secondary looks pretty good. We could use another corner. We could use another D tackle. But Uchenna Nwosu had a pretty good year last year, so I'm not too concerned about him. But we should have 2 first rounders. We should have a decent amount of draft picks this year, honestly. We have number 9, number 11, number 41, 73, 75. We have a lot of draft picks this year. We could definitely get a really good pass rusher out of this 9th overall pick. So we just made a pretty big trade. We're giving up pick number 9, one of our 3rd rounders from this year, a 3rd rounder from next year, a 4th round pick from this year, and a 5th from 28. And we're getting Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to be on his contract year, so that keeps this trade slightly more realistic. And we just got a pretty good pass rusher. I think that's going to help us out a lot. And we still have a pretty early 1st round pick to work with, to draft a D tackle, to maybe draft a receiver. Maybe we trade it back, get more draft picks since we just lost a bunch. And then we could also draft a tight end with those extra picks. So yeah, that makes the defense look a whole lot better. So honestly, if we can fill out the hole at D tackle, potentially draft a tight end, I mean, all of our holes should be filled going into this season. I love when my hole gets filled. There is a pretty decent receiver projected to fall to us where our 1st round pick is. Pretty good physicals. Definitely doesn't look like a top 5 like talent, but he's a top 5 projection, and we need a receiver right now, but I actually don't know. But this receiver projected to go at the Bengals pick honestly looks better than the one projected to fall to us. Oh, he looks way better. I think what we do here, we're going to trade this pick down with the Vikings. We're going to trade down to 21. We're going to get Carlos Waters, and we're going to get some extra picks from the Vikings. And with those extra picks, we can get a D tackle, we can get a tight end, and this is going to be beautiful. So we're trading down to number 21. We're getting their 1st and 2nd rounder. We had to throw in like a 5th round pick. I normally leave those to the CPU anyways. But now we're going to draft that receiver that was projected to go there to the Bengals. And we'll have 2 2nd round picks, I believe, that we could use to get a D tackle and a tight end. But that receiver that was supposed to fall right there actually looked pretty decent. So we're going to try to snag him from the Bengals. It sucks to suck. It was not Damon Hill. I believe it was Carlos Waters. 21 years old, out of LSU. Elite jumping, elite strength, good speed, great excel. A medium route, A release, A spec catch, B short route, B deep route, A catch in traffic. This guy's a stud. Welcome to the Seahawks. A scouting report. Roger Goodell, please fuck off. Hidden dev, 91 speed, 92 excel, 98 jumping at 6'5". This guy's at least like a 76, 77 overall. He's going to be starting year 1. We didn't even need to bring back Tyler Lockett, but I was just kind of scared we wouldn't get a receiver. And now we have 2 picks here in the 2nd round, I believe. We pick at 41, and then we also pick at 53. So let's take a look at the D tackles. If we get a D tackle, pretty much the main holes on the team are fixed. This receiver that was supposed to fall to us is still here. But with how big our receiver was, honestly, there's a world where we just move him to tight end or something like that. But I want a D tackle. The best looking one looks like Greg Armstead, who isn't projected to go to around 3 to 4, 22 out of South Carolina. Pretty good physicals, but I mean, it would be reaching to take him here. Is there a good tight end that we could take first and then maybe take that D tackle with our next pick in the 2nd round? I don't know, because the D tackle I like the most isn't projected to go till day 3. I think I just said D tackle, the tight end. I don't know. What other positions did I need? Like, we kind of need a guard. We could draft a guard, then draft a D tackle, then draft the tight end. Norman Noel, 21 out of Ohio State, elite strength. Looks pretty good. I mean, yeah, we're going to use our 1st, 2nd round pick on Norman Noel. Only normal dev. That's interesting. 93 strength, 21 years old. Why would he have a dev trait? We're going to take that D tackle here in the late second round, and then we're going to use our next pick on the tight end, I believe. I believe it was Greg Armstead we were interested. It sure is. Looks pretty damn good. We're going to take him. I think he's going to have a dev trait. Hidden dev, 89 strength, 77 speed, 83 excel at almost 300 pounds. I think he's going to turn out to be pretty good, and he's going to pretty much start year one. And then let's snag that tight end here in the third round. I believe we have a third round pick. Yeah, we do. And we're technically reaching because he's not projected to go till day 3. But, I mean, he looks pretty good. He looks better than the rest of the tight ends. I believe it was Joshua Acosta, 22 out of Auburn. Great strength, good speed. Not the craziest physicals, but, I mean, A, awareness, A, break tackle, A to C catch in traffic, B, medium route. He looks pretty decent, so even if he's only like a 70 overall, he's going to start anyways. And he has hidden dev, so that is perfect. Normally, when I try to draft tight ends, they never have dev traits. It's only ever those like 7th round blocking tight ends that the CPU take. I'm glad we drafted a hidden dev tight end. I think he's going to be like a 73 overall. But that's good enough because he's going to start. We had a pretty good draft there. Let's take a look at the draft recap. Let's see how we did. Carlos Waters is a 79 overall. That is beautiful. The guard we got to 73. He's not going to do much. The D tackle is a 74. The tight end is a 74. I'm very happy with how that draft turned out. So here's how the offense looks. We pretty much got Tyler Lockett for no reason because he's going to be getting benched for a rookie. Huntington's going into his second year. Hopefully he can have a good year. We got a new rookie tight end for him to throw to. We are going to be changing the playbooks this year. I don't know what playbook we're going to change to just yet, but I like how the offense looks. Defense looks a little revamped. We got Ivan Pace. We got Aiden Hutchinson. Got a new D tackle. The defense actually looks really good. Tariq Woolen went up to star. We could use one more corner maybe next year, but outside of that, I really like how the defense is looking right now. All right, so we changed up the playbooks a little bit. We're going to set the season goal, and we're actually going to go to try to make the playoffs this year. We got 6 wins the last 2 years, so it's a little bit sketchy. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but honestly, I think we have a chance. We're up to an 85 overall team. We're pretty young. And then for scouts, I would say really the only position we could use one of right now is going to be a corner. And honestly, our middle linebackers are pretty weak as well, so we're going to go with Yejin Huang. Am I being racist? I don't know, but that's going to be our tier 3 scout for this year. Let's get to the midseason of year 3. I think we're in for a pretty promising year. Even if we don't make the playoffs, I think we'll definitely get at least 8-9 wins. We changed up the playbooks. Let's get to the midseason. Let's see how we're doing. And to my surprise, we are only 1-5 at the midseason. That's interesting. Maybe it's the quarterback, honestly. Yeah, he's not playing very good this year. If we finish like high enough to have like a top 5 pick this year, we will probably draft a new quarterback. Kenneth Walker still balling out. Our rookie tight end is leading the team in receiving yards. I just use the Chiefs playbook, not even specifically for the tight end, just because it's normally one of the best playbooks to use. But Acosta could win Rookie of the Year and be a fucking stud for the rest of the video. O-line's playing decent, not incredible. And how is the pass rush doing so far this year? 6 sacks out of Uchenna and Nwosu. Shout out, bro. 3.5 out of Aiden Hutchinson. Only 1 out of Byron Murphy so far. Yeah, no, that's definitely interesting. Let's go ahead and set our scouting focus. We'll just set it to corner for now. It's a strength of the class, but if we end up with like a top 3 pick because of how bad we might finish this season, if that is the case, we're probably going to draft a quarterback next year because our quarterback is not doing very good. Let's see what players we have ready to re-sign here. We have $167 million after re-sign Aiden Hutchinson, JSN, Charles Cross, Zach Charbonnet. Not too many important names. We're definitely going to bring back Aiden Hutchinson. We're going to give him a 4-year, $128 million deal, and he resigns. JSN will go ahead and bring back as well. I told you it'd probably be cheaper if we just waited on him. We're going to give him 4 years, $56 million, and he resigns as well. Charles Cross, I would like to bring back. He's not very interested, but like, dude, I'm not going to pay you this much money. 4 years, $100 million. He does take it. I think we overpaid a little bit, but we have so much money right now. We don't need to re-sign Zach Charbonnet. In fact, we may as well just trade him. We could probably get like a 2nd or 3rd round pick out of him because Madden's terrible. We turn Zach Charbonnet into a 3rd round pick from the Bengals. Uchenna Nwosu's balling out right now, so we'll go ahead and bring him back, and this is actually pretty affordable. 2 years, $18 million for him. He resigns. Anthony Bradford, I think we may as well just draft somebody and replace him. And we did draft somebody last year as well. Leonard Williams isn't playing very good, but he's 32, so he's going to be a little bit of a lower overall by the end of the year, and we can pay him less, and I'll probably bring him back for another year. And that's all the re-signings here for the midseason. We'll have to pick up Byron Murphy's 5th year at the end of the year, but we still have $90 million. So yeah, let's get to the end of the year. When we get to the focus players, I never show it, but when I get there, If we only have like 2-3 wins, I'm probably going to set a couple quarterbacks as my focus player just to try to see potentially if we need to draft one. But I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hopefully we can finish a little bit better than this. Byron Murphy just hit a breakout, by the way, and is up to X Factor. Oh my goodness. And after starting off, I believe 1-5, we finished 10-7, go 9-2 on the back half of the year, and we made the playoffs, coming second in the division. Holy shit. Gordon Huntington balled out the second half of the year. He knew we were considering drafting another quarterback, and he decided to lock in. 4,300 yards, 32 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Beautiful year. Kenneth Walker continues to play great. 1,100 yards, 5.2 per carry, 19 touchdowns. Our rookie tight end leads the team in receiving yards with 1,108 touchdowns. JSN with a breakout year, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. DK was pretty good. Our rookie Carlos Waters was pretty good. Charles Cross wasn't great. It's going to continue to be this way. We just gave him a $100 million deal, and he sucks. Colin Whitworth wasn't great. Anthony Bradford wasn't great, but we're going to let him go anyways. Defensively, Tim Williams led the team in tackles with 121, 16 TFLs out of Aiden Hutchinson, 12 out of Uchenna and Wosu, and 12 out of Byron Murphy, 14 sacks out of Aiden Hutchinson, 11.5 out of Uchenna and Wosu, 3 out of Byron Murphy, 2 picks out of Tim Williams, 2 out of Kendall Carmichael, 2 out of Devin Witherspoon, 2 out of Julian Love, 1 out of Uchenna and Wosu, and 1 out of Tariq Woolen. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. We actually got a vote this year with Gordon Huntington. He comes in 10th place. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. We came in 3rd place with Kenneth Walker. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. We came in 5th with Aiden Hutchinson. We also came in 9th with Uchenna and Wosu. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to Joshua Acosta. He's going to get a dev trade upgrade, which is huge. Looks like Carlos Waters also came in 8th. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Eric Gaddles for the Eagles. We came in 2nd with Kendall Carmichael. I really didn't expect that. We also came in 8th with Greg Armstead. So very fantastic year. Byron Murphy also hit a breakout and is now X Factor. We're taking on the Falcons in the wild card round. We have a higher overall team. They'll have home field advantage. So really it's up for grabs for anybody. But I mean, we have a 4 overall difference on them. I think we should win. And we do get a win in the wild card round over the Falcons. We get our first playoff win of the video. We won 25-21 over the Falcons. We do unfortunately have to take on the Cowboys here in the divisional, one of the best teams in Madden. We have the same overall team as them, but they went 14-3 and will have home field advantage. Can we squeak out a win over them and get to the NFC Championship here in year 3? And we do. We're taking on the 49ers in the NFC Championship. We beat the Cowboys 38-35. We barely squeaked that win out. 49ers are coming off a pretty big win over the Packers. We have a higher overall team, though. Once again, they will have home field advantage. Let's just send them to the Super Bowl. Are we going to make the Super Bowl here in year 3, or will we get stopped by the 49ers in the NFC Championship? And okay, I've won Rookie of the Year before. This game's so dumb. We are in a Super Bowl here in year 3. I swear I've been making so many more Super Bowls in these rebuilds. Let's take a look at the lineup before we hop into the Super Bowl. We should have gotten a couple dev-ups throughout the team. Tight end goes up to Superstar. That's beautiful. Byron Murphy hit a breakout, went up to X Factor. Armstead has Superstar. And Wosu goes up to Superstar. Williams goes up to X Factor. This defense is nasty. If we win the Super Bowl, we're only going to go one more year after. If we lose it, I'll consider doing the full 5 years. Taking on the Raiders here. Looks like they drafted a quarterback named like Clifford or something like that. His name starts with a K. We had one of the best offenses in the league, and they had one of the best defenses in the league. So this should be a pretty interesting Super Bowl here. We're going to hop in. We're going to play a drive. And we're going to see if we can beat the Raiders here in the Super Bowl. Damn, our quarterback really heard us talking about drafting a new one and decided to take us to the Super Bowl. That is insane. Looks like we're going to start off on offense here. It's going to be on all Madden simulation for this drive. Or I guess for the whole game, but I'm only playing a drive. We're going to run some mesh flat spot. I think Kenneth Walker is going to be pretty open on this flat route. If not, we're going to send Acosta on a little seam, and I think that could get open. I honestly see multiple things getting open, but Kenneth Walker has some room to work with. And he breaks a tackle, jukes inside, picks up the first down. That's beautiful. Let's win this Super Bowl, bro. I want it. I want it so bad. Looks like we're going to have to go with the passing game here. This D-line is honestly stopping our run. Running a screen here, these have never really worked in the past Maddens. I mean, I'm going to give it a chance, just see what happens. JSN actually has some good blockers ahead of him. Oh, picks up the first down and a lot more. That is beautiful. I think the pass game is going to be where it's at this game. They're kind of clamping down the run. Dagger whip. I see this whip route getting open out of JSN. If not, Waters could be open across the middle. I don't know. I'm looking at JSN, and it looks like he's there. Makes a good catch. Oh my gosh, he has so much green. Gets us down to the 4-yard line. We are moving on this first drive. I'm going to try to run the ball. I don't really see it working. Max Crosby is literally sitting right there. But I wonder almost if we could... Can I make my audible, please? Okay, it won't let me set a double team. I'm going to try to take this more to the outside. Oh, never mind. They were not having that. I am not able to run the ball against this team whatsoever. maybe if we got like a stretch, we could run the ball. Try to get it more to the outside. I kind of like the left side a little bit more here. That linebacker is kind of scaring me, but hopefully somebody can get to the second level. Get to the edge, and we're just not able to break a tackle. We're not able to get a block on the outside there. The run game is just not working, but I'm so bad at passing in the red zone like this. I'm looking at Waters. I'm looking at JSN. DK Metcalf's going to be like my last read. JSN looks like he's there, and JSN is coming in so clutch right now. Touchdown, Seattle Seahawks. We're on the board first. And we get a stop on defense. We stop the Raiders. Can we get going on offense again? We get down the field. We kick a field goal to take a 10-0 lead, and we get another stop on defense. Moving down the field once again, we get on a touchdown. We are up 17-0 going into the second half. Raiders get the ball, go down, and they finally score a touchdown, cut the lead to 10 points. We get down the field, but they do stop us. Raiders get down the field and kick a field goal, cut it to a touchdown lead. We get a field goal, go up back by 10, and we have the ball in the fourth quarter. If we can use some clock, we could pretty much seal this. But we don't use much clock, and they get a touchdown. We're only up by 3 now with 8 minutes remaining. They get a stop. Score on offense, up by 4 points. Can we get down the field? We do. Take a field goal lead, get a stop with 54 seconds left, and that should be about all she wrote. The Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions here in year 3 of the rebuild. Wow. Traded for Aiden Hutchinson. Drafted a pretty good receiver. Byron Murphy's been balling out. This is so beautiful. Any Seahawks fans out there, I hope that you just came your pants. So since we won the Super Bowl, we'll do one more season. There's no point in going all the way to 5. We're going to try to get a back-to-back Super Bowl. Maybe if we win, we'll try to get the 3-peat, but I don't think we're going to win back-to-back Super Bowls. That's not very common here in Madden. We started off 1-5 and just won the Super Bowl, by the way, so that is pretty insane. We had a very hot second half of the season. Our quarterback was not having that talk about drafting a new one. Your 2026 season recap, Gordon Huntington is your Super Bowl MVP. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. Year 3, like that. We went 6-11 2 years in a row. Get Aiden Hutchinson and we go win the Super Bowl. That is just absolutely beautiful. So let's get into this final year. Maybe we can go back to back. We'll see what happens. Did we miss any important re-signings at the midseason? We have the 5th year for Byron Murphy. We'll go ahead and pick that up. Anthony Bradford. I mean, we want... If you take 3 years 40, I'll bring you back. But, okay, he does take it. He's actually pretty decent overall and played pretty good. Leonard Williams isn't playing good as well. We'll give him 2 years, $38 million. He re-signs. And nobody else here that we really need to bring back right now. We're going to have $85 million to work with here in free agency. If we could add even more to this team that just came off of a Super Bowl win, that would be pretty beautiful. Let's see who is here in free agency. And I was literally just thinking in my head how sick it would be if there was a middle linebacker here. And if we can't, because we're probably not going to get Fred Warner. He's not interested and already has 12 teams interested. There's Patrick Queen here as well. Linderbaum wouldn't be a bad pickup either. Colin Whitworth was pretty bad last year. I don't see why not just go all out for this last year. All right, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but we're going to go for Fred Warner, Tyler Linderbaum, Charvarius Ward, and Patrick Queen. If we could get all 4 of these players, we're definitely going back-to-back. I think we'll get Patrick Queen. I think we'll get Tyler Linderbaum. May not get Charvarius Ward, may not get Fred Warner, but we're just going to send these all through. We're going to see what happens. We didn't even get Linderbaum. We only got Patrick Queen, but we are going to still try to get Charvarius Ward. Probably for the better we didn't get all those players. We would have really screwed this team's future over. Can Charvarius Ward just sign, even if it's not with me? We do get Charvarius Ward. That's beautiful. Now I don't know what I'm going to draft this year. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful. So we just made this defense even better, and our defense was already pretty unstoppable. I don't even know what we're going to do in this year's draft, because I was really going to draft a corner, but we just got Charvarius Ward. I really wanted to get Fred Warner and Patrick Queen and just have the best linebacker group ever. I'm not too mad that we didn't. We also didn't get Linderbaum, but that's not that big of a deal. This offense is already very good. But we add Patrick Queen to the linebacker group. This defense is insane. Oh my goodness. What do we draft? 390-plus overall corners, decked out D-line, decked out pass rush, decked out entire linebacker group, decked out secondary. I mean, I guess we just draft for the O-line this year. There's literally nothing else we should draft. Yeah, I mean, let's just use all of our picks on some O-line depth, see if maybe we can get a nasty guard. We already have a 91 overall team. We, of course, have the 32nd overall pick because we did win the Super Bowl. Probably just going to take an interior O-lineman unless there's somebody who just looks like a god. There's a pretty good tackle here out of Bama. Good run block power, not the best pass blocker. He does have A awareness, so he's probably pretty good, but just doesn't look great. There's another left tackle here, Josh McDonald out of Penn State. Looks pretty similar. The other guy definitely looks better. Then Jerry McLaughlin, we could always move him to guard if we draft him. Doesn't look any better than the tackle we were looking at, honestly. We're just going to trade a couple first-rounders and pick up Quentin Nelson because I genuinely don't know who to draft. None of the alignment look good. The only position that could really use an upgrade right now is left guard. whatever. I probably could have traded a little bit less. I just wanted to make it happen faster. Let's get into this year 4. Let's go back to back. I can feel it inside of my gut, inside of my nuts, inside of my butt. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at what the CPU drafted. Looks like they did decent. 74 overall corner, 72 overall safety. They drafted a quarterback in the 4th round. One last look at the final roster before we hop into year number 4. Added Quentin Nelson to the O-line. The O-line's beautiful. Acosta, rookie of the year last season. Probably about to have another great year. Rookie from last year, Carlos Waters. We still got DK, still got JSN, still got Kenneth Walker, still got this guy that the CPU drafted who turned out great. Added Patrick Queen. We have Ivan Pace, and Wos is doing good. Hutchinson's doing great. This whole defense is just so beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I'll see you guys at the end of the season. Let's see what record we can get if we can make the playoffs again and potentially win back-to-back Super Bowls. We have a 91 overall team before even going into the season. So with the morale and the boost, if we have a good year, we could be up to like a 92, 93 by the end of this season. And in year number 4, we finished 12-5. We take the division and make the playoffs again. By the way, all 4 teams out of the East made it. That is insane. They all go 11-6 and all make the playoffs. Let's check our stats from year 4 and let's hop into this last playoff run. Gordon Huntington with a pretty good year, 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, a decent amount of interceptions though. Kenneth Walker continues to play great, 1,100 yards, 4.3 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Joshua Acosta, about to be the best tight end of all time, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 out of JSN, 10 touchdowns, 900 out of DK, 8 touchdowns. Charles Cross, I hope you die. Abraham Lucas, not great. Everybody else was pretty decent. Patrick Queen led the team in tackles with 125, 18 TFLs out of Hutch, 12 out of Byron Murphy, 9 out of Greg Armstead, 9 out of Leonard Williams, 11.5 sacks out of Hutchinson, 11.5 out of Greg Armstead, 8.5 out of Byron Murphy, 3 picks out of Travarius Ward, 3 out of Devin Witherspoon, 2 out of Ivan Pace, 1 out of Patrick Queen, and 1 out of Uchenna and Nwosu. MVP goes to Dak. Is anybody surprised? Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Dak. 6th place goes to Kenneth Walker. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Micah Parsons. Aiden Hutchinson at number 7. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chris Pierce. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Isaiah Wiley. We didn't draft, so I don't really care about the Rookies of the Year. I care about this damn playoff game. We're taking on the Eagles. We are 6 overalls higher than them and have home field advantage, so we should win this game. Let's get to the divisional. Let's see if we can get a win. I don't think we did, actually. Okay, this game is just fantastic. So in a game where we are 6 overalls higher than the other team and have home field advantage, we lose 21-7. Charles Cross allowed 3 sacks, so that's just fantastic. Were we able to get to the quarterback at all this game? Byron Murphy had a sack. Leonard Williams had a sack. I don't know. Madden sucks. Your overall doesn't matter. It's literally just a flip of a coin every single playoff game. At least we got the Super Bowl last year. Madden sucks. Still hope you guys enjoy the video. If you made it this far, you're genuinely the GOAT. I appreciate you for watching all the way through. Make sure to leave a comment on any team you want to see me rebuild because if I pick your team, you'll get put in the video just like the guy who suggested this video. Shout out you for the suggestion. This video came out great. I hope you got to watch your favorite team win a Super Bowl. This is how the final roster looks. Huntington actually became a pretty damn good quarterback here for the Seahawks. I think they have a bright future with him in this imaginary universe. The tight end we drafted last year is honestly a god. Already up to a 90 overall, and he's only a sophomore. We built a beautiful O-line. DK is still here. JSN still here. And then this defense, we like rebuilt the Legion of Boom, except better. Byron Murphy, a GOAT. This rookie we drafted last year, a GOAT. Leonard Williams played great this whole video. Travarius Ward, we added. Devin Witherspoon's been great. Tariq Woolen's been great. Julian Love's been great. We added this safety in the draft. He turned out great. Aiden Hutchinson, Patrick Queen, Ivan Pace, Uchenna and Nwosu. This rebuild came out great. We have so many dev traits on defense. I always raise the amount of desired dev traits whenever I like adjust my sliders and everything for these videos, and I always end up with a lot, so I made them a little bit lower this time, and I still ended up with so many players with dev traits. I think it's more fun this way. If you disagree, I'm sorry, but it definitely just makes it look cooler, makes it look better. We built a nasty team. We finished with a 93 overall. Before we get out of here, I want to see if we had the highest overall team in the league. So the next highest overall team is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs at a 90 overall. They are the only other team with a 90-plus overall team, so the Seahawks have 3 overalls on the next best team. All pretty young as well, so the Seahawks definitely have some bright years in their future in this little imaginary land. That was not English. But once again, thank you for making it this far in the video. I love you. Stay tuned for the next video. Deuces.